Hey guys, my name is Jennifer and I am Genevieve Designs. Today we're going to start our brand new project. We are going to be using the landscape version of the Simply Magical, and these are printable templates that are available in my Etsy shop, and they are linked down below in the description box. And I think we're going to use the butterfly background design for this project. So in this video I'm going to show you what paper collection I chose and the embellishments, and we might I've already made the cover and we might do the binding in this video. So it's probably been about 3 weeks since I've recorded, or maybe even more. It might have been a month since I've recorded. I don't know, it's been a minute, and I'm going to try to record this one a little different. The last one I tried to break it down into smaller videos where we just did one little thing at a time, that one little like unique thing. Like I didn't just do, oh, let's make this page, and we assembled a page and that was that. But I did do certain specifics. Like, let me show you the last album. Ugh. Sorry, I had to reach across. This is the Simply Magical portrait version. We literally just finished this one, and like I might have done a specific video on embellishing, you know, just this front part. I actually don't remember. It's been so long. But if you want to see a flip through of this album, I will link that right here, because I did a final flip through of this. So if you wanted to make this with me, if you wanted to follow along, you can check that flip through video out and see if you want to make it. We just finished this one. If you want to check it out, I've got it linked for you. And so that's the portrait version, and then this is the prototype I made for the landscape version. So this is the version that we're going to be doing today, or this series, this album series. So this one's kind of fun, right? We don't really do a lot of albums that are landscaped like this, so I'm pretty excited to get started on this. I think I did a flip through of this. If I did and I can find it, I will link it up here. I just cannot remember, you guys. I don't know. I mean, I could go look. Of course, I could look. But I just can't remember offhand. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, we're not going to make this exactly. But if you want to see this, this was made using a digital paper collection. But we're not going to be using a digital paper collection today. But before I show you what we're going to be using, look at my plant. I've had it sitting in a window. I actually was on my anniversary trip, my 30th wedding anniversary trip. Last week we were gone. We were in California for 10 days. Actually it might have been 11. We started off in LA, went to Venice Beach, and drove our way up the coast, like the 101 and the 1, all the way up the coast, and ended up in San Francisco and Napa Valley. So anyway, that was so much fun. It was so nice. Flying was awful, but when we got to LA, we rented a car and drove the rest of the day, or the rest of the trip. So the rest of the day. But anyway, so I had my plant sitting in the window. Now this one, I had actually propagated this plant from a current plant that I have in another room. And so it's been sitting here on my desk for a while while I've, you know, filmed videos. But when I'm not filming, I put it by a window. And look at how big and fluffy and pretty. It's happy. Look, oh, there's my printer. Look at this. Isn't that pretty? All right. Enough about my plant. Now how to have it sitting so I don't burn I have one leaf that's, you know, getting a little bit of the candle there. But that's okay. I just like having my plant and my candle by me. It makes me happy. Okay, so anyway, so let me show you what we're gonna be using in this project, or what I've decided to use in this project, and that is 49 & Market's Curators Botanical. So this is the 12x12 collection pack, 12x12 paper collection pack. There is 8 double-sided papers, 1 of each design. And then on the back of the front is a page of fussy cuts. There is also, with this paper collection, there is like a solids pack. I think I've already put it up. No, I haven't. There is a solids pack, so if you wanted to grab this and use it, I'm going to be using my shades of color 2. And the reason why I'm not going to be using this is this paper, 49 & Market's paper, is so thick. It is super nice quality. It's super thick. And so is the solids that match. Well, they're not solids. They do have a little bit of something going on in there. Sorry about the glare. They do have a little bit of something going on in there, but I'm not going to use it. I bought it, but I don't think I'm going to use it. So I'm just going to use my shades of color 2. That's the one I've chosen. So this one, this is a really beautiful paper collection. At least I think it is. And I'm going to try to just use this one pack. I bought 2 because there's only one of each page in here, but I'm going to try to just use the one pack. Okay, so here's the front, and then the fussy cut elements in the back. I'm going to have to fussy cut all of this out. Yep, I sure am. I'm going to have to fussy cut everything out, and I will do that off camera, but just know that I'm going to fussy cut this out. Although, well, I have another paper pack, so I'll be able to show you what paper collection I'm using. So, all right, so there is another, this is the next page. I'm just going to flip through just really quick, and then the back side of that. So these are very beautiful, very botanical, and then very vintagey, vintage paper feel, vintage, you know, book, like botanical books and stuff like that. I love this page. And then on the back is very just a vintage document looking. And then there's this page, and then the back of that. Oops. And then there's this one. I love these butterflies and the flowers, the purple and the blues. I'm just loving. There's like a soft mint green. Why do I keep wanting to turn them over? Here's another page. On the back of that, this is kind of like a taupey color. Then here is some bright yellow flowers and butterflies. And on the back of that, it's just kind of more plain. You could print on the back side of these if you wanted to. You could print your background design. Like I could print the butterfly background design if I was just wanting a page on the back of here. That would be pretty. And then here's this page. And on the back of that, it's like a grid. And then there is this one. And on the back of that. So I did check, before I decided what I was going to use, I did check to make sure that these were available to purchase. So they are. I have it linked down below. I have a list of different resources where you can get this paper collection. I also have a special Amazon list for this project. I did not check Amazon to see if you could get this paper or not, but there will be a special list for this project. I like to do that for every project because I use a lot of the same things, like my tapes and my chipboards and stuff like that, but I don't use a lot of the same additional things. I've been trying to. I've been trying to use more things, like use the same things over and over and over again so that you can get more use out of them, especially if they're high dollar things. So we'll see. I have not decided on any of that yet, what I'm going to be using, just a few things. So I think I'm just going to go through, as I go through and add things, I will just add that onto the list. So a lot of things you already have anyway, and if it's a printable thing, it's easy enough to print out. So there's the paper collection. So I'm going to put this in, it wasn't a plastic sleeve, but I'm going to flip this over this way so that I remember to fussy cut all of those elements out. So the next video, I'll already have those fussy cut out. Whoops. Come on. What is going on? I have these envelopes linked in the Amazon list as well. These are made for 12 by 12 papers, so they're very handy. I don't know why I'm talking like that. Is it just me, or am I sounding like I'm talking like a weirdo? I don't know. I apologize. And then the other thing from that collection that I'm going to be using is the 82 mix and match die cut pieces, the Curator's Botanical Ephemera Bits. And I haven't even opened this up yet, so we are going to open it up and look at it together. And I even like that page. Okay, let me set this plastic aside. So I'm going to sort. Oh, these are thick. So these are. I'm sure they're cardstock. It just says ephemera bits, and I did make sure they have a lot of things that are part of the collection that are not available, ephemera things, but these are available. So I'm going to try to sort these out like I usually do, just to see, you know, where things are going to go in my crafty companion. These are just little numbers. Oh, that's cute. Okay, so for sure, in one of my crafty trays, one of the skinny ones, I'm going to put everything that has like a saying, or, you know, like words that can be used like as titles or something like that. Put all of these in here, and then maybe I'll do all these little bits in here. Yeah, I'm going to have to separate these out pretty good, I think. And then I'll put some stamps in here. See, these colors here? This blue and purple are just right up my alley. I'm loving it. So I will show you which shades of color I've printed off to use in this album. So I'm going to stick these in here, and maybe these. Because they're kind of different, you know what I mean? At least this is a floral. So, stick those in there. And these are some really thick embellishments, you guys. Okay. I'm going to keep all those together, and maybe I will put the butterflies in here. Okay, and then the next one, let's put these larger embellishments in here. Should be easier to flip through like that. And since there's not very many floral things, which is surprising, really, we're going to have to add some stuff into that, aren't we? We'll stick the floral elements in there, and then, whoops, this is left over from the last project, so we'll just leave them there for now. Let's put the tickets and all of these little bits, tickets and things in here. So looks like my random embellishments, my random printable embellishments are probably going to go good with this collection. So, alright, so that's that. And then I'm going to stick this with the paper collection, just because I might use it. It's pretty. So I'm going to stick that in there. Okay, so that's it for the paper collection. And then I'm going to be using the shades of color to, come on, you guys, I haven't, since I've been gone out of town. Oh, why isn't this, there it goes. Since I've been out of town, I haven't been able to mess with figuring out my camera settings. See how it gets washed out when it gets close? Okay, come on. It's just, there we go. So my shades of color too. So the colors that I've chosen, I think what I did was I just kind of picked rose. So my printer is doing that thing again where it's printing funny, and again, I just haven't taken the time to fix it. But anyway, I think I printed 1, 2, 3. So that's the 3 shades of that light color there. Now this is my printer, right? So you need to do a little this is why I provided this with the printable papers, is so that you can print this off and get a better idea, and you can hold it up to your paper collection and see which ones work best for you, because everybody's printer is different. So just because I'm using 1, 2, 3, 10, 11, 12 doesn't mean that that's going to be perfect for you. So everybody's printer lays down different amounts of ink. It depends on your paper, it depends on the brand, it depends on all kinds of things, okay? So I printed 1, 2, these are just for samples to you know, use in comparison of what I want to, you know, when I'm trying to do a layout, because I just printed it onto paper, but eventually I'll use them. I printed 1, 2, 3, then I printed 10, 11, 12. So 10, 11, 12. So there's the bluish color that's in this paper collection. This is like the real deep, and then this is the real light. So 10, 11, 12, and then 13, 14, 15 are the ones that I have printed off right now. So there's the purples. So 13, 14, 15, 10, 11, 12, and then 1, 2, 3. Aren't those beautiful? It's just a beautiful selection of colors, you guys. I love it so much. Okay, so those are the ones that I have printed out in my shades of color for this project. And I better leave them here in my little plastic pouches. These are plastic pouches. I think they're from Avery, and they've got a hole for, you know, to bind them together. I will put them in the Amazon list. I love them when I'm making a project, because I can just put stuff in here, and that way things don't get lost. You know, the things that I'm using don't get lost. I'm thinking about using the Floral Autograph Companion Paper Collection. So that is sitting here. It's not, I'm not 100% certain, but I'm thinking I'm going to supplement, because there's a lot of good neutrals in here. So I'm going to use those. And I think that's all I really have. No, that's not true. I just told you a fib. I'm going to be using my Distress Oxide Walnut Stain. But then the other 2 colors that go here and here, the best is Faded Jeans and Villainous Potion. So these are both, all of these are oxides. Also, if you want to learn how to make these ink stations, these are very cool. This is the double square, and this is the single square. I have a playlist. These are my essentials. I have a playlist up here. I'll link it up here. And there are templates available in my Etsy shop, and you can follow along and make one for yourself. I love it. Okay, so these colors here they match beautifully. Well, the purple might be a little bit like on the red side, so let me show you. So I'm using my hole reinforcements, my Avery hole reinforcements. They're paper. I have them linked in the Amazon too. And so here is the blue, and then here is the purple, and then here's the blue and purple together. So I'm going to bring the camera closer to the item versus the other way around. Okay, I think you could probably see just a little bit better. Okay, so all I did was I took the white labels, I inked them up like with the blue, inked this one up with the purple, and let me just move that out of the way. So I did that, and then I spritzed them with some water, let that sit for a second, and then dabbed the water off and dried the labels, or dried the hole reinforcements. Then I came back with, I didn't get any extra ink from the walnut stain, and I just kind of barely went over it just a little bit, just to kind of vintage it up a little bit. And I think that was it. I think that's all I did. And so that's how I got those two. So this one, the combo one, I inked up with the purple first. Then I inked a little bit with the blue, not solid, just, you know, just a little, with the purple and the blue. I did the purple first, and then I did blue on top, spritzed it, let it sit, patted it off, did the same thing with the walnut stain, just kind of barely went over it. So you can see the 3 different variations, but this is the purple that matches the paper collection perfectly. This looks good too, because there's other, you know, there's all kinds of shades of colors in the paper collection. So I'm going to be using these, and then I'll probably grab, let me scooch back out. And then I'll probably grab from my ephemera holder here. Let me scoot those out of the way. So these will be linked in Amazon as well. Just some distressed ones. And I think, do I have any tea dyed ones or coffee dyed ones? I don't. I might have to make some coffee dyed ones because I really like those, depending on the situation. So, oh, here's some. These are coffee dyed. So I'm going to grab some coffee dyed ones, and then these are walnut stain. I'm just going to grab the lighter ones, I think. Yeah, I'm just going to grab those, actually. And I'm kind of wanting to, if you want to see how I made this, this is a video series as well. This is my ephemera holder. I'll have it linked up here and down below. I think I'm running out of links. You're limited to the amount of links. Alright, so I think I'm gonna just see if I can get this to muddle just a little bit more. So I just sprayed, that's just plain water. I just sprayed on there. Alright, I guess I'll scooch back in. So I just sprayed that on there, and it may not react. So I'm just gonna take a paper towel. And, oh, it did. Okay. So I don't know if you can tell the difference, but it did kind of, you know, make it a little less solid. Okay, so now you can kind of see where it's just a little less solid. So we've got the walnut stain, we've got the just plain coffee stained, we've got the faded jeans, we've got the villainous potion, and then we've got the combo color. Those look so pretty. Okay, so I'm just gonna move you back out, and I'm gonna put those in my crafty companion because, you know, I love to use hole reinforcements with my tags. So I'm gonna stick these over here. I like to use custom color hole reinforcements for my tags. It just is so pretty. And it's just that little bit of extra, what is going on? It's just that little bit of extra something something. How do I keep getting you guys crooked? Okay, I think I'm gonna do the binding in the next video. I think I'm gonna have it separate because I want to show you, I want it to be a specific, I want to show you how to just do the binding. Like, we're gonna make a 5-fin binding. So I want to show you how to extend the template. So I've already made the covers. And I actually made a boo-boo. And I will tell you what that boo-boo is in just a minute. But let me show you what I used to make the... Now, I didn't make this on camera with you guys because I've made this cover a million times. I used my chipboard, my 30-point or medium weight chipboard that I have linked in the Amazon. I use my 6-inch wide because these covers aren't super wide. I used my 6-inch wide scrapbook.com roll of tape. I'll have those resources linked below. And I used some Tyvek, which is like a substance they use that does not tear. So I just used Tyvek around the spine and where bendy parts, you know, the hingy parts. If you don't have Tyvek, you can use fabric. Sorry, I was talking to the wall behind me. You could use fabric. You can reinforce with fabric after the fact. You can recycle envelopes. You know that things get mailed in Tyvek a lot. You can recycle envelopes. I have not tried Tyvek tape or any of that Tyvek. Tyvek is how it's spelled. All right, but let me show you the, I'm sorry, I just completely lost my train of thought. I will find a video where I make covers and I'll link it up here if I have room, but let me show you the templates that I used. So this is my workbook. I made this workbook on video, and it's part of this playlist for this album. So I'll have a playlist specifically for this project, and it'll be linked down below. So let's see, what was I, I've lost my train of thought once again. Oh, so out of the templates, I used page L1, which is the cover template, right? I used this and I traced it twice onto the medium weight chipboard to get the front and back cover. And I've got this here just as a reminder. I'm going to be using the butterfly background, so I'm going to scooch that aside. You can buy these templates. Oops. So let's say you've already got the floral background design in the bundle or something. You can buy just the landscape set in the butterfly background if you would like. That is available. You could buy them as a bundle, or you can buy them as individual. So you can, when you get a bundle though, you get the landscape, the portrait, and the enhancement pack in the same background design. When you buy them individually, you can pick and choose however you want. So I used L1, traced it onto the chipboard, and then for this album, we're gonna make 5 fins. So I used the largest spine piece for this album, which is this piece right here. And it's for 5 fins, and this is on page L2. So I traced this on the exact same chipboard, and that's going to be our spine. Okay. All right. So yeah. So I think what we'll do, you guys, is we will do the binding in a separate video, because I want to be able to take my time and show you. Also, I will be using the enhancement pack. That's not it. I just don't know which background design yet. We're actually getting ready to do another background design, and I might use one of the new released background designs for the enhancement pack, which again is also another way to add some diversity in your album, some different backgrounds, is get the enhancement pack separate. You could get the butterfly one, you can get the floral one, you could get whatever one I choose for this project. You could get all different types of the enhancement pack in different background designs, and you can just, you know, really supplement your albums with different variety of background designs that way. That way you don't have to buy the whole bundle and all of that. Okay. All right, you guys, I think that's going to be it for today. Do let me know what you guys think. Do you like the paper collection? If you're not going to be using that paper collection, or you don't like that paper collection, what paper collection, this is going to be hard. This is such a long, what paper collection you think you're going to be using. You can use whatever you want. You can follow along right along with me and use whatever paper collection you have. If you just want to use some scraps, or if you just want to use the background design, it's all up to you. It's really helpful to make it along with me. That way you learn how to make all the elements, and then you can, it's easier to add your creativity on top of that, where you can then branch out into your favorite paper collection and use the same exact technique, except put your favorite paper collection on top. But all right, you guys, give me a thumbs up if you're excited about this video, or about this video series, and make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and turn that bell notification on, and be sure to leave me a comment. All of that stuff means the world to me. It is so important to make sure that my videos get in front of you so that you don't miss out. But if you do miss out, Again, there's a playlist that's going to be from beginning to end for this album. So you can always hit that playlist and it'll take you in order all the way down to the end, okay? Well, when we're finished with it, it'll take you in order all the way down to the end. So thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.